Welcome to SDH's coverage of the NWSL Championship game Saturday night. Snapdragon, more than 23,000 already. Look like they're heading in the door, hoping for a full house as the match between OL Reign and Gotham will be on the board on Big CBS. We'll get into the Thanksgiving side dish numbers coming up in just a little bit, but let's get us, as we go forward, we got to go backward first, as we always do here at SDH. How did we get to this particular moment in time? Here's your semifinals highlights, courtesy of our friends at the NWSL Paramount Plus and CBS Sports.
Underway from San Diego. Alana Cook with the first touch. Van Egmond lost it there. Rapinoe on the break. 3 on the attack. Wave. Keep coming back to defend. Rapinoe slides it over. Haitama. Shot. Tip. Sheridan. Corner. OL Reign.
Good save by Kaylin Sheridan. You could see it was a good height for her to save. I was just about to mention, you could see the San Diego Wave here going into a back 3. It's a really poor giveaway from Van Egmond. You can see here 3v3. They created the overload on the right-hand side. I think it's always going to be an easy, comfortable save.
It's off. Rose LaBelle picks it up. Let's go. End line. That cross off the post and in. I think Sheridan thought it was going wide. 1-0 OL Reign.
Wow, that was the biggest anticlimax ever. Let's Go definitely wasn't going for goal from the first look that I had, but who cares? It's 1-0 to OL Reign. I think that caught everybody by surprise. I think Kaylin Sheridan thought it was going over. We can see it, another look here. Roosevelt peels out to the right-hand side. Plays a little intricate ball in the inside. Let's Go's just gone for the cross. And it's completely caught Kaylin Sheridan out. You can see it's quite fortunate in the end. There's not really much that Kaylin Sheridan could have done defensively as well. I mean, maybe here Colaprico could have delayed the cross, stopped the cross. Pogash has to get tighter. Yeah. Casey Stoney was...
Morgan. Shaw on the attack, fires it over the bar.
I actually thought Jenny Shaw could have taken the ball a little bit more, but as we saw, a little bit of glimpse of quality. Jakobsen comes into this game, just something so simple, but plays a through ball to Alex Morgan in those tight areas, and I thought Shaw could have actually carried this ball a little bit more. Now, going into that 10 spot, San Diego Wave just don't know how to break this press at all. They have quality to be able to do it.
Long ball over the top for Morgan. Dickey was there. Was just a tad too close to Dickey, and Morgan could not get up to it, but again, it looked dangerous.
Just like that, one moment, all it takes is one moment, one opportunity. You can see here Alex Morgan was creeping, almost gets to her, that one moment. That's all they need.
For the Republic of Ireland. Up the middle. Westphal fires, blocked by Cook, who had her arms down by her side. Well, Westphal had more room than she probably ever expected. Victory, and they are a referee's whistle away from going to the final. And it could be after this kick. It was. OL Reign are going to the final against Gotham next Saturday. San Diego's season is over.
And we are all set for the first semi-final of the NWSL playoffs. And we're underway in Portland. It's the defending champions, the Thorns, against the side that finished rock bottom of the table last season. Forwards by Sheehan. Oh, and a chance for Esther, and the goalkeeper came out and didn't get there. And Rice-Wonga takes it in towards the far post and straight over the bar. Esther calling for it in the centre. Oh, and it reaches her. Can she get the shot away? And here's Lynn Williams in front of Coffey. Krieger with a challenge. Sheehan. Sophia Smith wants to go on a run. It's in the way. Krieger has a job in her hands now. It's done. Plays it forward. Oh, and what a vital interception by Mandy Hort to nick that ball away from the deadly Sophia Smith.
A huge save from Mandy Hort because she knows she has to be proactive. It's a great transitional moment. Starts deep in Portland Thorns' own half. It's a missed clearance from Sheehan, and then sometimes it's about wanting it more defensively. That's exactly what Sophia Smith does, and then perfectly weighted ball from Crystal Dunn, but just gets held up in the last second for Hot to come off.
By Moultrie. Dunn. Oh, Smith has rolled Maitane. And Smith up against Krieger now. Sophia Smith looking to go alone. No! This could finish it! Oh, Morgan Weaver couldn't get the ball from under her feet. And find the finish she needed in the final minute of the game. And Mandy Hort makes the save.
Ball starts deep in the own half, and this is a side-to-side movement that we were talking about from Sophia Smith, to be able to drag out the two center backs, to create a little bit of the space. You can see that Weaver's trying to do what all...
As Mewis makes the run up against Sauerbrunn and plays it into Williams, Lynn Williams, but Coffey saves the day for the Thorns. What a vital interception. That's a free kick for that foul on Smith, and another yellow card. Drama. And the 90 minutes have been played, and this is just the second scoreless playoff after 90 minutes. But just to clarify what's to come next, 2 15-minute periods of extra time when they swap ends, of course, halfway through. No golden goal here, and if it is still tied after 30 minutes of extra time, then we will go to penalty kicks. The game will be decided. Here's a chance. Oh, and it just fizzed past the post. Interception by Coffey. Mewis into Stengel. Stengel with a strike! And Katie Stengel has broken the deadlock in extra time for Gotham. The substitute off the bench at the home of the defending champions.
Well, we've been saying it all game long. Sometimes it's about just putting your foot through it and finding the back of the net. And it starts with Yasmin Ryan. They try to link up. It's a poor clearance in the end. And then great heads-up play. First-time ball. And the momentum to be able to keep this ball alive from Christy Mewis. That sets up the touch. And then just a presence of mind to get her head up and see Hogan off her line, and makes no mistake about it. What a strike that is. There's momentum, there's pace, there's been top corner. Thank you very much to the visiting team. 1-0 Gotham.
Any second now, the whistle will blow. Any second now. And it's all over. It's all over. Gotham have done it. They've knocked out the reigning NWSL champions. Absolutely extraordinary. And they're into their first NWSL championship final in club history.
So that sets us up for the championship game. Let's hear from some of the particulars, starting off with OL Reign at the pre-match press conference at the -1s. Here's the comments from OL Reign starting first. Lauren Barnes, Megan Rapinoe, and head coach Laura Harvey.
Part of it's just routine for us right now. I think we're locked in, we're focused, but we still have our goofy environment. Rondo's was pretty wild today.
I think everything was exactly the same, including the Meg. I get Meg all the time in Rondo's. Yeah, I mean, I think like Lou said, it's, for us to be able to keep as much of the same routine as possible as the training session that we do pretty much every time, but I think everyone's really embraced it, and really, understood and kind of let sink in how special and how cool this is to be here. It's really unique that you get to a championship game ever in your career. So these aren't moments that you want to let slip by. So I think we've done a good job of, staff kind of keeping everything the same and, keeping our routine, but also, imploring the players, enjoy the moment, take it in, and really, I think just take advantage of this moment and get ready for a big game tomorrow. Obviously the sun is shining, and for us Seattleites, we're using a lot of sunscreen, but I think we're, enjoying the sunshine and the good atmosphere, and understanding that this is something that for all of us, this will be a memory that we have for a lifetime, no matter what happens. So.
Dan?
Question for Megan. Over the years, you've seemed remarkably comfortable in settings like this. So the question is this something that you will miss, or are you happy that you may have one more after this and then one more?
I do love a presser. I really do. I do love interacting with the media. I've always looked at my interactions with the media as sort of part of the larger thing that we're doing. I mean, there's so many of you here that were here when there was, 2,000 people in the stands. There's so many that have been, allies in the fight. And that doesn't always mean you agree with everything that we say, but, covering us, not just this team or this league, but I think our sport in general. I've always looked at the media as something I can weaponize for myself as well at times, and maybe leverage is a better way to say that, and just have fun and interact. I mean, I think ultimately we want more people to have eyes on our sport, more sponsorships, more media, more coverage, more people to talk about it. I feel like in that sense it's the more the better, and I will miss these interactions for sure. I find them hilarious and think it's funny, and it's an opportunity to grow the game in sort of a different way, and show my personality. And I am very appreciative of everyone here, and obviously everyone who's not here, for covering our sport so much, and for echoing the messages and the vision that we have of the league. And obviously, this will be my last game stepping away. Like, I couldn't feel like the league is in a better place, and couldn't be prouder of where it is.
With both of you being from California, just what is it like to be able to come full circle and be in your home state to potentially lift this championship trophy here?
I mean, 11 years ago, I don't even think there was talks about ever having West Coast teams, and it is such a place for soccer to grow here. I think for me, growing up in SoCal as well, it was a breeding ground growing up. I think this is where you wanted to be. A lot of the clubs were elite back then as well, and I think bringing it down to San Diego, the hospitality here has been amazing. The energy at the stadiums, from when we were playing in league to these semis and coming into finals, has been powerful, to be honest. I think seeing these sold out crowds is something that facts don't lie. So I think being home, being able to be around our family as well, we always laugh. I just tell my parents to go buy tickets outside of everything, because it's so stressful when you have at least 30 plus I had at the semi game, and that's like organized, then you have last minute tickets coming in. So feeling that love, feeling that support is something that we've wanted for so long, and our families have been invested since day dot. So I think seeing a collective really coming through and investing in women's sports, and especially what we're facing right now, has been really, really incredible. So yeah, I think this full circle is really surreal and really special.
Yeah, same. I mean, these trips are always the best. It's like, I felt like for the longest time, Seattle and Portland were the best trips, because at least our teams were in the city and you could do stuff. But I think we've been usurped by LA and San Diego for sure. Obviously the Bay Area coming in next year. But I think for everyone in the league, these are some of the the most favorite trips. Get a little sun, a little sunshine, some good Mexican food, and palm trees. They're probably on everybody's Instagram stories right now.
Alrighty, we will get started. Head coach Laura Harvey. Laura, how are you feeling headed into tomorrow?
Yeah, we're excited. I think it's been a good week. We've enjoyed it, and yeah, can't wait for it to get going.
Cool. Meg, do you want this question in Spanish?
No,
Okay.
thank you.
June 26, 2013.
Oh,
There's at least 3 of us in this room that were at that game.
Boston away.
Yep. First win.
Yeah.
Seattle Reign. Just in terms of having access to these memories and this journey with this team, obviously having 3 core players who were present for that game, Jess Fishlock scoring the winning goal. How special has this journey been, especially with the 3 of them?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think I've said a lot, this is a really special club. It always has been. I think those challenging times is arguably what really made the club what it is. When I left in 2017, it was hard to put into words what this club meant to me. And coming back, it's like I didn't skip a beat, honestly. And I think the three of them have been a big reason for that. Just the culture that they've created, the legacy that they will continue to live on between the three of them, I think is very, very unique. And yeah, just really proud that we've worked very, very hard to get back here. And in 2014 and 15, I don't think we really appreciated the gravity of how difficult it was to do that. So being back here this time, we've really tried to take it in.
Great. Yeah.
Evan Davis, Equalizer Soccer. Bethany Balser's been moved into a substitute role over the last few games. Just wondering if you might be able to talk about the thinking behind that between you and your staff.
Yeah, I think just for other people, I think like Latsko's obviously stepped up. I think Jordan's been doing great lately. And I think Boat, you know what you're going to get with Boat? She's a goal scorer. And I think we often ask our forwards to do a lot of heavy duty work off the ball. And we know that if we can get Boats in goal scoring positions late in games, that she can win games for us. And I think when she came on against Angel City, I think she was great. I think she did really, really well. And we needed a goal in that game. And I think she helped create that. Obviously she didn't score it, but her movement in the box took defenders away for Latsko to get the opportunity. And then in the San Diego game, she came on for Jordan to see the game out. So she knows this is a difficult team to get in the starting lineup. Like, it's a challenge. We have a lot of competition. She's taken it on really well as a pro. And when she's come on onto the field, she's really impacted. And obviously we hope that whatever her role is tomorrow, she can do the same thing.
We'll go here first and then up front.
Hello, Alejandro from Sunday. It's been a while since you guys have faced Gotham back in May, but what do you feel has changed since then, and how are you approaching this game differently?
Yeah, I think both teams, honestly, are pretty different to who we were then. I think for us, I've said this a lot, I don't think we've really had that momentum shifting moment throughout the season. I think the Gotham game at home was a wake-up call for us, honestly, where we say it all the time, but we often don't get punished if you don't turn up in this league and you don't put on performances that, you know, 7 to 8 out of 10, you've got no chance of getting a result. And I think that was one of those days, and we got punished for it in the first half. But I think since then, even though we may not have won every game, we've actually given ourselves a chance to win games. And obviously at the back end of the season, when it's the most important, we've got a little bit of momentum. We've showed a lot of grit and determination. We haven't played the most beautiful football the whole time, but we've been effective in the areas that we need to be. And I think they've done the same thing. Like, you know, I think even in their last regular season game, like, they were close to conceding a goal which would have knocked them out of it. So I think that you just have to show grit and determination in big moments, and that's what it means when you're in the playoffs in these one-off games. You've got to be able to show that, and I think we've been doing that of late.
Then to the flip side in Gotham, it is Ali Krieger and Lynn Williams.
Hello, it's us. Go on, we made it.
This may become a podcast episode.
No, we're so thrilled to be here. We can't wait for tomorrow. We know it's going to be a great game, a good matchup. We've obviously grown. Both teams have grown so much since we played last, so it's definitely going to be a battle, and we're just excited to show up and give it everything. That's what we've done this whole playoff run, and that's what we're prepared to do tomorrow.
Start with Meg. Are you on? I can't hear you.
If you could just stand up.
Yeah, okay.
Now you're on.
Smart.
Just kidding.
Ali, I was hoping that you could maybe talk about what you have learned about yourself as a leader, being a captain on this team, but in this particular season.
Yeah, great question. I think from the very beginning, I wanted to speak about playing in this final and making sure the team was prepared and fully ready to have that winning mentality and create that culture right from the start to kind of instill that belief and confidence in everyone that we could make it, that we're good enough to do that, and kind of implement that at the very beginning so that the mindset is consistent throughout the season, that this is where we want to be, this is the goal. And this is how we can get there as long as we're going to get there together. And it's always tough during, a tournament year where you lose your players for a certain amount of time. But fortunately, we have players who can step right in to fill those holes. And we did an excellent job at that. And obviously, that is a lot of credit to Juan and the coaching staff, too, to making sure everyone's prepared. But I think just instilling that mentality from the beginning is important to say, listen, this is where I want to be. And I know you guys want to be here. This is why we show up every day. So if that's the case, then we need to, figure it out. We need to put all the work in, emotionally, mentally, physically, into that job. And I think just from the very beginning, coming and showing up every day and leading by example and working as hard as I can to hopefully encourage the other players to do the same. So that's been since February 1st for me.
Jeff, do you have right here?
Thank you for your time. What has been the biggest change since last season, right? From bottom of the table to now being in the championship. What would you say has been the biggest change?
Well, I can't speak to last year, obviously, but I think that just the investment, not only the financial side, but in the coaching staff, in everybody's time. I think, like Ali said, last year, every single year you go into the season, nobody wants to lose. You don't come in saying, we want to lose this year. But I think the time that our team has invested into this group, Juan and the coaching staff came in and just created a culture and an identity for us to buy into and live into. We obviously have a Spanish coaching staff. We have 2 players on our team are from Spain. We have somebody from Brazil. At the time we had Naho, who's from Japan. And we used to go into meetings and there would be closed captions on the video presentations. And I think that when you go into a place, and it might seem small, but that is so accommodating for every single person, that is creating an environment of learning and having that, then it allows everybody to be a little bit more easier, a little bit more comfortable into buying into that identity. And I think that starts with the coaching staff. And then I think it starts with people who have been here last year and don't want that to happen anymore. So again, I can't speak to last year, but this year it just felt like you can come in and you just feel at home.
Great, we'll go Jeff.
Jeff Kassouf, ESPN. Ali, I think you talked about this a little bit last week, so I want to get, Lynn, maybe your opinion of just seeing this franchise from afar, not just last year, but, you both saw some of the maybe struggles that they had on and off the field. What has it been like for you to be part of that makeover this year? And even have you heard from maybe the folks that were around for those days about, what it's like to finally see this team come to this point?
Yeah, I think it's incredible, obviously, what we've been able to do this season. I think as a competitor in the past, to see the players that they had on paper, I was always curious of why they weren't having so much success, because on paper there was no reason to not have the success. I think that day one, we came in, we had a meeting with Yale, and they said, look, we've done a disservice to you guys in the past, but we are going to start right now with building the foundation. And I think that that's what this team has done, is we haven't got ahead of ourselves. We know exactly what this year was going to look like. We know we have so much further that we need to go to push the standard, and we're not there just yet, but we as players can do our role in winning and bringing our best self every single day. Obviously, winning is a byproduct of that, but you have to start by just bringing your absolute best every day. And when we are doing that, I think then we can demand more from the front office, from the owners, from every single other person in the organization. And that is what I feel like is the biggest difference. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else.
Yeah, no, great. Yeah.
Nothing to add.
Really well.
We'll go over here to the right.
Anthony Mercer, Red Bull News Network. Just to both of you, playoff runs, especially championship runs, can be emotional roller coasters, and I know that there's still one more game left to go. But have you guys had a moment yet to kind of sit back and think about it, or is this something that you'll deal with on Monday?
I think, yeah, as each game goes on, we're able to enjoy it, but then our focus has always been and will continue to be, that was nice. This is great that we moved on to the next round, but let's enjoy tonight. Let's celebrate, and then tomorrow's the focus on to the next round. And so, yeah, you sit there the next day and after the game, and you kind of process everything as much as you can. But I think we've really spoken this into existence, and we've really prepped ourselves in manifesting that we would already be here. So I think that's what's really exciting, that we're actually putting everything into action, all the words that we have spoken throughout the year. And that's how I think we've been processing it together, kind of along the way, along this path. And now we're here, and we've enjoyed this week prepping for tomorrow. And our main focus is to just show up and play our game and win.
Now, as we always do, we'll sit here and we'll look at the numbers that are attached to it when you have the juice boxes or the Thanksgiving side dishes, since we are in the month of November. Right now, rain is listed at a plus 102. Your 90-minute draw is a plus 227. Gotham is listed at a plus 236. So thanks for hanging out with us. That's a bit of a preview. Remember, tonight, 8 o'clock is when all of the match activity starts. There is a pregame across the Paramount Plus networks. Go to Golasso Network, CBS Sports Network, all the places that you pick up your NWSL coverage on the Paramount Plus side of things, and you can get ready for the match. 2-hour lead-in, starting at 6 o'clock, by the way, on the Paramount Plus pantheon of programming. So for everybody here at SDH, thanks for hanging out with us. That's your NWSL Championship preview, just a little bit of it. Enjoy your Saturday evening watching the last match of the season in 2023 in the NWSL.